Supremacy of English language world over, inspirational and wisdom quotes by Jatendra Kumar Behra. British Empire's colonial expansion played a significant role in disseminating English across the globe. Furthermore, the rise of United States of America as a global superpower and the dominance of English in science, technology, international trade, commerce have solidified its position as a lingua franca. Here is a more detailed breakdown of the issue. Historical influence. British colonization. British Empire's extensive reach during 16th to 20th centuries brought English to many parts of the world, including North America, India, Australia, and numerous other countries. Post-colonial legacy. Even after decolonization, many former colonies chose to retain English for its practical advantage in communication and in international administration and international relations. Economic and trade factors. United States of America's emergence as a global economic power in the 20th century, particularly after Second World War II, further propelled English into forefront of international trade and commerce. Internet. The Internet, largely developed in United States of America, has cemented English as a dominant language of online in communication and information sharing. Other contributing factors. English has become primary language of science, technology, scientific publications, research, technological development, attracting research scholars and innovators globally, including institutions imparting education on diplomacy. Global communication. American culture, particularly through entertainment, MTV, music, movies, etc. Food item chains, McDonald's, hamburger, and hot dogs, etc. has played a role in perpetuating English. In essence, spread of English is not merely a linguistic phenomenon, but a complex outcome of historical, political, economic, cultural force and converging to make it a globally predominant language. There are some differences in Germany, France, Russia, and China. These dominant countries, they have retained their own language instead of English. Case of China is different. Its Mandarin China is the number one language in the world with a plethora of complexities that do not allow even other language, particularly English, to intervene in theirs. However, top universities and top institutions imparting education and diplomacy have adopted English as written in books, and friends working there are saying. China, Germany, France, Russia, they are talking about strong national identities, its preservation, language preservation, etc. Does it mean that the countries like India and others who have Australia, who have retained and rather shifted to English as practical language of international language, uh, tampered with their national identities or preservation of a language? Definitely not. They have gone a step ahead in adopting English, which has a international dimension. Anyway, this is the state of affair with those countries. Now I am coming to the quotes, wisdom and inspirational quotes. Number one, the English language is nobody's property. It is a property of imagination. It is a property of language itself. Direct Walker. Two, the English language that came from nowhere to conquer the whole world. Somebody said. Third, a message carried in a powerful medium carries its meaning in a fullest sense and creates mighty impact. In case of English language, this is also self-explanatory. To have another language is to possess a second soul, Ragarachan. I love English language, the color of it, the many nuances, the different influences. I find German stilted in a way by comparison. Jochin Frank. English has 112 words for deception according to one count, each with a different set of meaning, collusion, fakery, malingering, self-deception, confabulation, preservation, R.M. Haying. English language is the most universal language in history, way more than Latin of Julius Caesar. It is most wonderful language as its vocabulary has a certain critical mass that makes a limbo good for tuning. Richard Lederer. When I travel around the world and see and hear English language everywhere, I know that the empire on which the sun never sets is still alive. It never died. It continued to exist, but in a different shape. English has become global language. It connects the people from different countries and culture. It is a primary language in business, science, diplomacy. So its learning can open up opportunities for communication, collaboration with people around the world. Here, a point comes up for discussion. In Oxford Union debate, where countries all over the world colonized by Britishers had assembled a decade or so ago, India was represented by Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Dr. Tharoor had there said that sun never sets on a British Empire because God does not trust Britons in darkness. So he told it in a context that Britons had enslaved us for 200 years and turned us into unimaginably poor country. But the context in which I am going to express it is different. It is contemporary and it is that is happening world over. So these two are different. However, if you take Dr. Tharoor's case, he is number one personality in the world in spoken English and predominates any debate world over. If you are going through hell, keep going. If you build it, they will come. If you want something done right, do it self. If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. Perfection is achieved when there is nothing work to add, but when there is nothing to take away. Kindness is the language which deaf can hear and blind can see. Mark Twain. An idiot with a plan can defeat a genius without a plan. The limit of my language is the limit of my world. So this small sentence is sufficient enough to explain the primacy of the English language. The language exerts hidden power like moon on tide, R.M. Brown. Every new phrase you learn pushes back wall around your life. Expression of ability to express yourself and understand others. Through our scientific genius, we made of the world a neighborhood, but we failed through moral commitment to make of it a brotherhood. And so we have ended up with guided missiles and misguided men. Martin Luther King Jr. If you wish to make a difference in the world, you must be different from the world. The earth does not belong to us, we belong to earth. There is only one good thing knowledge, one evil thing ignorance. Socrates. Knowledge shared is knowledge squared. The great aim of education is not knowledge but action. Not everything that counts can be counted, and everything that can be counted counts. The coward makes himself cowardly. The hero makes himself heroic. Perfection is delivered when there is nothing more to add but nothing left to take away. Knowledge is power. Francis Bacon. Learning is the only thing mind never exhausts, never fears, never regrets. Knowledge is power means that having knowledge and understanding allows individuals to make better decisions, solve problems, and achieve greater influence and control over their life and circumstances. Continuous learning is minimum requirement for success in life. Insightful deep quotes can help you find some much needed inspiration or motivation. They allow you to view things from a different, often fresh perspective. Deep quotes also serve deeper purpose by challenging preconceived notions and allowing you to allowing you to better understand some complex issues. Some famous quotes can provide you with valuable and valuable advice you are looking for when you are pursuing your dream. Believe you can, and halfway you are halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. One person you are destined to become, and is a person you decide to be. To know that we know that what we know, and we do not know what we do not know, that is true knowledge. Confucius. Knowledge is poorer, knowledge is power, is a proverb that signifies that knowledge is true and strong power which always remains with the person in all good and bad times. Knowledge empowers him, her to win over any situation or condition. Education is the purpose to replace empty mind with open one. M. Forbes. Knowledge is a eye of desire and power of a soul. Horace Mann, widely considered as a father of American education. Without knowledge, action is useless, and knowledge without action is futile. Learning today, educate a child. Learning tomorrow, build a nation. Books are your best friends. Reading shapes a mind. All of the science is nothing other than a refinement of everyday thinking. Albert Einstein. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and think critically. It is not length but the depth of life that matters. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Life is like a bicycle. To keep your balance, you keep moving. Einstein. Knowledge is freedom and ignorance is slavery. No thief, however skillful, can rob knowledge, and that is why knowledge is the best and the safest treasure to acquire. L.F. Brahman. Thank you.